Hey people, I'm Grasshopper. This is Toronto right now. Today I'm doing the Canadian Stereotypes Vinyl Tag, created by the Northern Vinyl guy. But I'm doing it Toronto style. So here we go. 1. Show folk music or pioneer music album. Pioneers for Toronto would be Intersystems. And this is the Intersystems box set.
Intersystems.
Intersystems, which was a kind of a arts collective in Toronto. We formed in 1967. We did multimedia presentations, so that would be like music, electronic music, which was really primitive in our world at that time, and poetry of Blake Parker, and these kinetic light sculptures of Michael Hayden's.
They did 3 records, so I'll show you a bit of this really quickly. This one's the funny one because there's no poster inside it. They went to upstate New York and grabbed a Moog off of Bob Moog. They would have like Allen Ginsberg, the Fugs, Timothy Leary. They played at the AGO in Toronto, which is our big art gallery.
The Art Gallery of Ontario, they held a concert by Intersystems. We called it Duplex. It was an aluminum structure, and the light component to our Intersystems presentation was from the 2nd floor of this duplex, where Dick and I were ensconced.
And on the bottom floor was me with the Moog synthesizer, and Blake was, just on a stool with his microphone, and he had poetry that he delivered with me, rambling along with the Moog. But it was the first time that anybody had ever heard somebody playing a Moog synthesizer in public, and so in that sense, it was kind of historical.
So basically, these guys would be the pioneers for me. So they were doing synth stuff, really strange noises and sounds with like spoken word over it. Maybe you could even say it was a bit like Sunburned Hand of the Man. So this is one of the records, and that's the box set, and the box set came out 500 edition in 2015. And of course somebody from Italy put them out, but nobody in Canada, because Canada's kind of lame that way.
Well, why you booing me? I'm right.
After that, one of the members started a band called the Kensington Market, and that's Eugene. And Eugene was one of my teachers at Trebas, and he taught us synthesizers. So he brought a Buchla and a bunch of synths and made us fuck around with sound waves and stuff. So that's Eugene. 2. Show an album or song associated with the cold. I got 2 different ones. We're doing Upper Canada Blues by DOC Dunn. So he did a series of records of each of the seasons. DOC Dunn has great bands like the Cosmic Range, Transcendental Rodeo, and these are his solo records. So this is DOC Dunn in the Snow for the winter one. His other records are this one, which I love, Transcendental Rodeo, which is one of the box sets here, and there's 100 of them. There you go. So yeah, peace out to DOC Dunn. Back to the Kensington Market. They're in the snow as well, so that's real funny.
3.
Show an album or a band or an artist named, what is it? Jimmy, Sally, or Susie, or Tom, Dick, and Harry, or Joe. I'm going to go with Joe, So this is the Flower Traveling Band, and he was the lead singer. And I just did a Supervillains episode with Maddie D, and Maddie's dad played with the Flower Traveling Band, and Joe's the lead singer, and this is a comp. And they lived in Toronto in the early 70s, and they did 2 records here with Maddie D's dad drumming. But the lead singer's name is Joe. And here's a comp of Flower Traveling Band kind of best ofs. So that is my addition for Joe, because they lived right down the street.
4.
Show an album about a politician or that discusses a political cause. The Sinners with Go Go Trudeau, which were like a garage rock band from Montreal. And this is like totally garagey, but heavy cover. But I thought the Sinners were the same band because there's a band from Toronto called the Sinners that do the exact same song, and it's called Go Go Trudeau. So they're also the Sinners, but they'd covered the Montreal Sinners to do this song. So that's my political one. Now number
5.
An album that has bilingual lyrics or a song fully in French. So for the French song, I'm going to choose Ween's 12-inch of Push Your Little Daisies and Make Them Come Up. And the song is called Oh to Renee. Dean from Ween, his mom is Canadian. So the one song on here is fully in French, which is Ode to Renee.
6.
Show an album with a boot or another form of footwear on the cover. I'm going to show Phleg Camp, which were a Toronto band in the late 80s, early 90s, and I love these guys. They were kind of like Discord. They opened for Jesus Lizard a bunch, and Phleg Camp used to record with Steve Albini, and these feet right here, those sneakers, are in front of Bruce Lee's star. And that's a picture of Rob Zine, the photographer. Excellent photographer. I got him to do a couple of my singles and my 7-inch and some of my album cover. This is the Blind 7-inch by Phleg Camp. And this song and record is beautiful. It's very peaceful and gets kind of cool, chaotic. Cool. Amazing.
7.
Show an album with a maple leaf on it. I'm going for a Canadian flag, and I'm choosing Godspeed You Black Emperor, who are from Toronto but moved to Montreal. And the poster inside is killer. It has an upside down Canadian flag on it, if you could see that. And it says, "We love you so much, our country is fucked." So that's Godspeed with an upside down Canadian flag, or it's an upside down picture.
8.
A song that was played for peace or for a cause. I'm not talking about peace, I'm talking about a cause. And there's a Toronto psych band from, I think it's 69, or maybe it's 68. But this is the Jarvis St Revue, and they have a song called Mr. Oil Man, and it's about all the oil being dumped into the water and killing everything. So this is the political song, and it's pretty good psych. Jarvis St Revue were a Toronto psych band, and they didn't live on Jarvis Street. So that's kind of funny. So Mr. Oil Man makes number 8 for a political song about oil spills.
9.
A band or duo that was either biracial, multi-ethnic, or made up of members from multiple countries. I'm choosing No Dynamics, I gotta say. They were totally amazing, and it had Vanessa Fisher, she was the lead singer, and Carl Deider from the band Zacht Automaat, and Dan, who did Extermination Nights, and from Bush League, and Jeremy was on drums. And this record's amazing. They lasted for like 2 years, and No Dynamics were killer. So this is a record that was put out by Rob Gordon, who works with Final Fantasy, a whole bunch of people, was in a band called From Fiction. Anyway, so he put this out, and the cool part about it is that they printed it, maybe you could see, is what they printed this on. These were all silk screened by Mikey Apples, who owns Bambi's. So this is one of my favorite Toronto bands, No Dynamics.
10.
A cover with an animal on it. I am going to go for the Viletones. The Viletones lead singer is Nazi Dog.
It's the famous Nazi Dog. I mean, he took punk to the limits. I mean, I remember seeing their very first gig. It was at a place called the Colonial Underground. He just took a beer bottle, smashed it on stage, took it, and just ran it down his arm.
So he's going to be my animal. He was a vicious lead singer, amazing.
You know, I mean, we're covered by Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, Henry Rollins, Bad Brains. That's pretty good. And especially considering we were never on a major label or anything.
So this is like early punk, 1977. These are a bunch of different pressings of my Viletones records, which I totally dig. 11. An album cover where someone's sitting in a chair or has something on their head. So I have to return to DOC Dunn. DOC Dunn's first album, Lightborn. And this is him doing great lyrics and great songs. And that was his house at the time on Lightborn. So he's in a chair and he's wearing a hat. So this is number 11.
12.
Show 2 albums in which the band name or artist name starts with the letters A and Z. Okay, so I'm going to start with Zacht Automaat. So they start with Z, and this is their first release on vinyl. It's a double album of all of the cassettes that they put out, best of. And Slim Twig put this out on his label, and it was a limited edition of 333, and I grabbed a few of them. I'll show you some images in the store when we did the whole store with just the Zacht Automaat. For Z, a Canadian album that starts with A, I'm going to go for a Silver Mount Zion, which you will know like the cat song that's in Mr. Lonely, with Herzog throwing all the nuns out of the plane, or TikTok.
If you are pure enough, if you believe enough, sisters, believe me, you will fly. God will be your parachute. You will experience the miracle that I have felt.
And that's members of Godspeed You Black Emperor. And Ephraim sings. So in Godspeed there's no vocals, and in Silver Mount Zion is when he started doing vocals.
Hi. Hi. How are you? Fine. You're good? Here, I'm like, how's the economic collapse working out for all y'all? It's bad. It's bad? It's what kind of bad and awful? Very awful?
Yeah, everything is alright in Canada.
Yeah. Everything is not alright in Canada. No. No.
13.
An album cover that has a Canadian landmark on it. CN Tower by the Poles, which was the first female-led punk band. I think they were right before the B-Girls. So in 1976, 77, they started with, they played with the Viletones, Teenage Head, Simply Saucer, the Dios. So this is the Pulls CN Tower, female-led punk band from Toronto. I'll insert some of my vintage flyers that I have for the Pulls and CN Tower. 14. Show an album cover that has any Canadian sports teams on it. I'm not into sports, but this cover is a disco record, and you have the Toronto Maple Leafs, you have the Argos, and you have the Blue Jays. So this is, for some reason, they're all in this. So this is my sports Canadian album. Cool? It's got a break on it too, so that's cool. 15. Show the 24th album in alphabetical order in your collection, or an album or song about beer or whiskey. I don't like alphabetical, so I'm skipping this question. I'm not going to get into it. Next question. 16. An apologetic, thankful, or polite song. I will just say I'm from Toronto, so we got Drake. So take care. Sorry. Thanks for watching, and remember, Toronto rocks.
High School prepares for the winter carnival. Hot stuff.
Brad here is like the most amazing singer. You're watching Toronto Rocks on City TV.